Hello, everyone. So this is my very first Resco Next. I hope you're enjoying as much as I am. We have two kinds of sessions. We have business sessions, we have technical sessions, and this one will be philosophical session. So I hope by the end of this presentation, you know our approach towards AI and what to expect from us. So first, I want to start with a brief journey into the past. And in terms of software time, into an ancient one. So on the video behind me, you can see a vehicle developed by Navlab project group. And Navlab started in '84 with aim of developing autonomous vehicles. And already back then, they were using a set of neural networks learning from human drivers. It's 4 years before I was born, so I don't remember that. But already in '95, they were able, with Navlab version 5, to drive 4,500 kilometers on its own with minimal human intervention. So the age of self-driving cars was just around the corner. Expectations were high. Now, let's jump a few years ahead. This is something that you are probably more familiar with. This is Tesla, and it's showcasing its latest full self-driving capabilities. The progress there is amazing. Now they were able to navigate complex urban environments that were unreachable previously to the Navlab group. Can anybody guess the year this video came out? Anyone? No? It's 2016. So it's 21 years exactly after that amazing journey from Navlab group. But as we know today, the video was for the most part faked and staged, unfortunately. So where exactly are we now? 40 years after founding the Navlab project, and almost 30 years after that amazing journey, this is a framework assessing the capabilities of autonomous vehicles. And today, we are somewhere at the level 3, and there are no commercial vehicles with level 4 capability, which means, and you're probably familiar with this with your everyday experience, we still have to drive for a bit. Now, I'd like to swiftly talk about a term from the marketing, a mind share. If you ask anybody about online search, the first thing they will think of is Bing. No, I'm sorry. We like Microsoft, but this one goes to Google. If you ask people about what they think about AI back in 2016, the answers you get would be probably around Tesla and autonomous vehicles, self-driving, as it was the buzzword back in those days. If I ask you about AI today, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? ChatGPT. So we'll talk probably about one of these companies. Is it turbulent times? Some of the companies were almost unknown 2 years ago, products changing names, and the expectations are sky high right now. History has its way of repeating itself, doesn't it? This is a chart that you're probably familiar with. This is a Gartner hype cycle. And it's describing how new emerging technologies are entering market. And already back in 2021, to their credit, they were able to place generative AI on the rising slope. And recently, in 2023, we reached the very peak, aptly called inflated expectations. So we are up for some ride, probably. This is how AI imagines the Gartner hype cycle looks like. I'm no expert in roller coasters, but I would be cautious riding this one. Although the manager seems happy, so. If you learned anything from the past and history, is that problems are a bit harder than we initially anticipate. But also that no matter how hard the obstacles, we always find a way to move forward and overcome this valley. So where are we right now? With a study from Microsoft and LinkedIn, 75% of people are already using AI in their daily work routines, which is absolutely mind-blowing number, 75%. And it's entering such complex markets as software software development, with 85% of developers reporting that they feel more confident when they develop the code in cooperation with AI assistant. And even 88% of them reporting that they are able to stay focused and in flow when using AIs as their assistants. And this briefly brings me to the name of this presentation. AI wrote this presentation. Well, it's not entirely true. I helped a bit. I knew what I want to talk about. Then we had a chat over a glass. I did the drinking, AI did the thinking. The best collaboration ever. But given the numbers we've just seen, we can safely assume, if not all, then majority of presentations that you've seen today or anywhere else are co-written partially with some AI assistant. And it's no shame to admit it, you are not guilty, you are being more productive. So, how are we approaching this era and these technologies in Resco? We see AI to come in two major flavors. On the left, you have established AI. Those are the models that you are familiar with, that you all know and using daily, even maybe without realizing it. Those are the legacy, the established prediction models, your naive bayes classifiers, regression models up to deep neural networks helping you to image and tag and scan images and perform OCR. And then on the left, we have this new exciting emerging era of generative AIs. At Resco, we are exploring both worlds. But first, let's see how we can be beneficial with the left category. Without high-quality data, no matter how sophisticated the algorithm, it cannot perform effectively. Is the old saying, garbage in, garbage out. So behind me, you can see very small landscape. I couldn't fit all the icons from Microsoft in one slide of the tools that Microsoft offers. On the top, you have tools for developing applications for accessing and collecting information. So it's your Power Apps and Power Pages. On the bottom, you have data storages. Then you have your pipelines, ETL pipelines, data science pipelines, and of course, Power BI will help you to understand and visualize the data that you have. Now, you may ask, where does Resco fit in this picture? Where for a long time, mobile CRM offered you direct access into your data in Dynamics 365 and Dataverse. It was designed to handle even the most complex projects and was able to reliably handle millions of records while staying offline. It enabled your field workers, your technicians, to access information and input new data on the spot, reducing the delays and the errors caused by data manipulation and handling. Last year marked a milestone for us when we introduced a set of Power solutions for Power Platform that are helping you to build even more complex business applications. And yesterday, we introduced Power Components, extending our product family. But one key takeaway I want you to take from this is that you're not making here a decision between Resco or Microsoft. This is a set of tools that are working together, each with its own strength, helping you to do more in less time. Now, I haven't said the word AI for almost 5 minutes, so let's get to the exciting part. So seeing how powerful these models are, it seems like we will be soon able to replace everything on the left with the new ones. And given how they are skilled with natural communication, the first obvious place to use them is customer support. But the old saying goes, if you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So it was a hammer time. Air Canada had to reimburse a customer because its ChatGPT model offered wrong information. And I like how they argued that it was the problem of the AI, not theirs. Like, we have nothing to do with this, buddy. Then recently, you're familiar with Google having issues recommending adding glue to your pizza to make it more sticky, or eating pebbles. But personally, my absolutely favorite one is Chevrolet recommending rivals brands of cars. And sometimes, even in the form of a short poem, a haiku. Chevrolet offers may not match your expectations. Consider choices. Would make for a great marriage counselor, probably. But for every failed deployment, there are 9 successful ones that we don't know about. So how we are using the ChatGPTs, LLMs internally at our company, and where we find it useful. As many of you, we are using the old good OCR to process incoming documents and invoices. But recently, we started using GPT-4 Vision to push the success rate of those OCR scans even higher. And it's great for these messy invoices in different languages, especially Slovak language in our case. We are using the LLMs to generate the brief summaries of our progress from the vast information we have in our ticketing system and distribute it among our colleagues inside the company and to our partners. So we are all up to date with the progress that we are making. And it's a great saver of time. And of course, we are experimenting with new user experiencing, accessing the vast knowledge we have in our Resco Wiki and Academy that most of you are familiar probably with. And last but not least, our developers absolutely fell in love with GitHub Copilot, helping them being productive every day. And I personally cannot imagine living without this. So, to borrow again from the automotive industry, where are we right now with the LLMs? I personally believe we are somewhere between level 2 and 3, which means, both of them having in common, you still have to supervise the LLM. And whenever requested, you have to take over. So don't just deploy it as bots, as we've seen previously, to your customers. And how all of this translates into our products? Let's start with the established ones. So recently, we introduced OCR for questionnaires that help you to scan and enter the information into the questionnaires faster and with lower error rates. So it's a great saver of time. As Andrew mentioned, we are not doing AI for the AI's sake. We are looking for ways to cut your time or cut error rate. We, for a long time, offered speed recognition, text-to-speech, and all embedded in your devices, as you're probably very familiar with. And recently, we made a huge leap, and we introduced Woodford Chat. It's a Copilot-like experience directly inside Woodford that offers you direct access into knowledge in our Resco Wiki and Academy. This enables you to get information without going through a long manuals and pages of wiki. And then we use the same technology to give you access to the information stored inside your guides. And with AI translations, we are breaking down the language barriers so you can make your guides available in multiple languages fast and with high accuracy. Now, what's next? What are we exploring next? So we at Resco bet on interactions, providing you with suggestions and helpful information instead of autonomy. People are increasingly turning towards AI for an advice. So our first goal is to provide you with the right information at the right place and time, while keeping you still firmly in the driver's seat. One of the examples being sync filters. Some of you are familiar how configuring complex sync filters for large projects can be a daunting task. So we want to help you understand better the configuration, give you helpful tips, and use the established heuristics and LLMs to help you understand your sync dashboard and understand the root cause of the sync errors that you are having. And we are also exploring how to make the information provided by the public GPTs and copilots better we found some limitations of the documentation we currently have and want to improve on that so it's more accessible to the LLMs and provides better and higher quality information. So how does the future look like? Some of you speak Danish here. I won't attempt to read this. It is difficult to make predictions, especially about future. I don't know what the future brings, but we are very committed, deeply committed towards investing and exploring the new opportunities with these emerging technologies and providing it to you in a safe and reliable manner and in a way that it brings value to you, because time or reduces errors.